Hey guys, this is Brian the Wine Punch Valoria. Stay tuned to WBC TV and VIV.
Devin Haney nació en San Francisco, California. Debutó en el año de 2015. Sus primeras 4 contiendas fueron en México. Conquistó el campeonato mundial peso ligero del WBC venciendo al dominicano Alfredo Santiago.
Devin, the Dream Haney.
Ha defendido el verde y oro contra Jorge Linares, Joseph Díaz, 2 veces contra George Kambosos y la más reciente, en fenomenal y polémica contienda frente al ucraniano Vasil Lomachenko. Es poseedor de un estilo muy especial y de una gran velocidad para soltar los puños y para desplazarse a lo largo y ancho del cuadrilátero. Es un invitado especial en esta tarde de celebración. Es The Dream Devin Haney.
I am the Tasmanian Devil, 5-time world champion. Tune in to the WBC. Tune in.
That type of pain can stay with you forever when you lose a fight. The pain of you receiving punches and getting hit every single time, it comes and goes. It's really, you don't feel it in the ring at the time, but it's interesting because that loss can be very painful for a lot of years after one retires.
You know, in my mind, my twisted mind, I think of Manny Pacquiao as the best fighter of his time, and Floyd Mayweather as the best boxer of his time.
Simply put, I have to agree with the retired HBO godfather there, Larry Merch, of course, talking about Manny Pacquiao being, I think, the fighter of our era, this past era. Floyd Mayweather being the best boxer. But then again, Floyd made the most money. More power to Floyd for making that money. But guess what? He's a creepy guy. He just is. I mean, he can't go down the street without 4 or 5 bodyguards, bigger than the impeccable one on both sides. I kid you not. He's got like 4 or 5 bodyguards. He's doing his thing. He's like the street urchin that he is. I mean, let's be honest. He was never a ghetto kid. He grew up in Grand Rapids, Michigan. He wasn't a ghetto guy. They were middle class in Mayweather. So there was no excuse for him saying, you know what, I'm from the hood and all that kind of good stuff. He ain't from the hood, okay? He's a studio gangster at best. But the bottom line is Floyd Mayweather, not the best fighter in the last generation. I think Manny Pacquiao is, I think Larry Merchant hit it right on the head there. Of course, now let's take it to the Bronx. And bring it, of course, Sir Thomas Dillamuth, the king, of course, of Sunday radio. How are you today, sir?
What's going on, Pedro? How's everything?
Pretty good. How's the family?
Family is good. I can't complain. They keep me on my toes.
Okay. How's that hard-boiled agent?
She's good. She's at church saying a prayer for me right now.
Okay, so. God, good. I need her to pray for me. Forget you. Bottom line is, I guess Callum Smith needed a few prayers last night, didn't he?
He definitely did. But you know what? Callum Smith was game. He didn't go in there like no punk. He went in there and he tried to fight, but I mean, Better Be looked like tremendous. He looked like a guy that just couldn't be stopped. Looked like a monster, just walked right through.
No, and I get that, but I'm going to go back to mechanics again. He fought with his shoulders side by side. He's a taller guy. I mean, he wanted to get height and reach. Same thing with the guy before him, the guy from Australia. He had when he fought. Who was the guy that he fought in the opening bout? The super middleweight, the undefeated super middleweight. Neely or something.
Murdoch.
Yeah, Murdoch is the guy, but who did he fight?
Billy.
Okay, Murdoch had all. Murdoch, I thought he had it all, but he got stupidly macho. I mean, I've seen guys get macho before, but he got stupidly macho.
From the opening, from the instructions, he was talking.
I had a referee tell me one time, you say it again, I'm disqualified. The fight hasn't even started yet. And he's pushing me back to the court, telling me if you say it again, I'm retired. What? Anyway, he did talk some smack, but listen, I'm going to say it again. When guys show up, when you're the opponent, you're the sacrificial lamb. You've been marked for death, just essentially, okay? I hate to put it to you like that, but you have. So you go in there, and you don't go in there with the mindset to lay down. Ever. You go in there and try to do your best thing. You get yourself together mechanically, get your angles down, your L stance together, this and that, get that jab going. Neither of those guys tried to get that jab going last night with the lead foot. The feet were either side by side or the shoulders side by side. And you do that against the puncher, you're going to get lit up naturally.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what happened to Murdoch versus Billy. He was just, trying to trade with him. He didn't fight tall, as you told me last night. You pointed out, as well last night. He didn't fight tall. He went in there, tried to, punch with a puncher, and he was getting creamed. I think Billy landed over 50% of power shots.
I think it was like 60%. Something. I mean, it was like an incredible number. I was like absolutely blown away by it. And I thought he was getting tired at one point in time. And had that guy Murdoch saved a little bit, had he not taken such a licking earlier, there was one point in the fight there where I thought he could have turned it around, but he didn't have it in the tank because he had taken such a beating.
Yeah, I think you're referring. It was around the round before. He caught it with a nice uppercut, and he buzzed him. Billy was definitely buzzed, and he didn't have anything else after that.
No, again, back to mechanics. And listen, I never went into the ring thinking I was going to lose. I guess that's the difference between me and being an opponent. I just never thought I was going to lose. I mean, whether I was fighting King Kong, the impeccable one, or some guy off the street, I never thought I was going to lose. But if you know you're going to lose, I guess you go in there with a different mindset.
Like Charlo did against Canelo?
No. Charlo went in. Charlo said, did the check clear? Said, I ain't getting hit at all. Man, keep him away from me. Keep that Mexican dude off me. I'm not throwing any punches back. I'm not going to piss him off.
Yeah, he did not show up. That's why I give credit to Callum Smith. He went in there, the long layoff. Both guys, long layoff. He didn't fight since August of 2022, right? I guess the fight was postponed last year because of a something dental with Better Be or something. He had some infection. But both guys did not fight for a year and a year plus. That's bad. That's bad for boxing. It's bad for these fighters. They go in there and they look rusty. You need to get at least two fights a year. I would push for 3, but these fighters are taking too long of layoffs.
It's the Mayweather thing. It's the Mayweather mentality. I'm telling you, everybody wants to fight once or twice a year max, okay? When the bottom line was, of course, Mayweather didn't fight once or twice max until later in his career when he was picking up them bucks.
Yeah, and, and everybody wants to be like Mayweather. They want to get the big, the big.
Why does everybody want to be like Mayweather? You know what? I know I'd rather be like. I think Larry Mercer said that Manny Pacquiao was the fighter of the decade. I think I'd rather be Manny Pacquiao. I'd rather watch Manny Pacquiao, just like Mike Tyson said. I'd rather watch Manny Pacquiao over Floyd Mayweather any day of the week. I mean, let me tell you this: how many Mayweather fights are like stars on YouTube when you want to go back and say, "Hey, man, you know what? Let me go back watch it." I don't know anybody who goes back and watches Mayweather fights. Do you?
No, maybe a few here and there, but Not overall, not like the Manny fights.
No, or Duran or Leonard or her, any guys like that, as far as their YouTube presence is concerned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree.
All right. Now, Beterbiev is going to take on Bivol. Of course, this has been all signed. Of course, Bivol being the guy that beat Canelo a couple of fights back, of course. And are you surprised that people are still rating Canelo pound for pound over Bivol, and Bivol licked him pretty easily?
I don't understand how they could do that.
It's a popularity contest.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I can understand the fan bias, but all the so-called boxing experts and the insiders and the writers and the journalists, they shouldn't be doing this. They shouldn't be putting him, top 5 pound for pound. And if they do, how can they, have the audacity to put him over a guy that that licked him for 8 of 12 rounds?
Well, but here's the thing with Canelo, okay? Because Canelo's being protected. There's no doubt about it. He's being protected. If he wasn't being protected, they'd have thrown him in with Benavidez a long time ago, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
I mean, line him up.
Yeah.
Line him up. Oh, no, not that dude. I mean, no, not that dude. Move him out of the line. I mean, that's what's going on. Now, we've talked about this time and time again, but the bottom line is Benavidez is not screaming about it, and I don't get it. Do you? I mean, if I'd be pounding on my chest.
I don't get it either. I mean, here and there he'll scream for it, but he should be screaming for it. You got a guy that's only got like 9 pro fights in Morrell. Morrell's asking for it. He's asking for Benavidez as well. Mabili last night, he's calling for Canelo.
Here's what's up. If I was anybody between you and I, even if I was Benavidez, I don't think I would fight Morrell. I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, Morrell looks great.
He is an unknown commodity.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know what he can do. I mean, like, yikes. I mean, here's what's up. I think that sets up the super fight later. But here's the thing with Morrell. He doesn't have a real fan base outside of that little fan base where he lives there in, I don't know, Minnesota or something like that.
Yeah. He has a Cuban background, but I don't think he has the popularity yet.
Cubans don't draw except in Miami.
Exactly.
They don't.
And then you have a guy that fought in Miami, and he lost. He got upset in the upset of the year in Mobisi. He had a big fan base, and the crowd was all for him. And
okay, speaking of Cubans, didn't you tell me that Socrates Palmer was good friends with Joel Casamayor?
Yes, according to the PhD, he was really good friends with Casamayor.
Okay, so Casamayor now Casamayor is collecting Social Security along with me, right?
I plead the fifth.
You plead come on, man. Come on, I mean, the guy won the gold medal. I said to myself, that guy looks like he's about 45 years old. And, and then he won the gold medal in 1992, the Olympic gold medal. Of course, after that, went on and won a couple of world titles as a professional boxer. But I always thought he was a lot older than he said he was. Straight up, let's talk about this light heavyweight showdown. Of course, Bivol being unbeaten, better be unbeaten. The old story, somebody's always got to go unless it's a draw. And with these two guys, it probably won't be a draw. The way, although I'm not a big Beterbiev fan because I don't know, something about him just doesn't make it for me. But the bottom line is I'm less of a Bivol fan. So I'm hoping that Beterbiev can go in there and do his thing. And, we need a puncher. We need a guy that can punch, not a guy that can drop people and this and that. I mean, boxers, I'm down with that to an extent. But I think boxing needs some guys that can crack right now.
Yeah, Beterbiev is a guy that could crack. I mean, Bivol, he hasn't had a knockout since like 2020. I mean, Bivol can box, and he's got a decent jab, and he can move. But can he do it for 12 rounds versus Beterbiev? That's the question. That's what people want to see and find out.
Well, the impeccable one tells me he's not very good as far as stamina is concerned. We'll see what's up with that. Straight up, you are tuned to Ring Talk Live worldwide. You're inside look at the world of boxing and MMA. We'll hear from Dennis Rappaport later. Of course, the former manager of Jerry Cooney, the last great white hope. And I'll talk to him about the money that Francis Ngannou was making. Of course, $20 million to fight Anthony Joshua. Joshua's going to make $50 million. Oh, my God, you got to be kidding me. We'll talk about that and more, of course, after the break. You are tuned to Ring Talk Live worldwide.
Hello, this is Gabriel Ruelas. Stay tuned for WBC TV and BIV Network.
And we're also honoring Jill Diamond for all of her work
Jill's
with
awesome.
WBC and WBC Cares. I mean, I'll probably break down into tears when I introduce her because she has meant so much to the sport and has really given her heart and soul to ensuring that women have a fair break in the sport.
Yeah, she's a real unsung hero because a lot of boxing fans don't know who she is. They might recognize her if they saw her face,
Right?
because they've probably seen her, but they don't know who she is. But she does so much work, and I love what she does through WBC Cares.
Yeah.
I fought on an event here in Atlanta that they sponsored. They got involved, and once they got involved, the event blew up, and we ended up doing so much. We raised a lot for a local charity here, and a lot of that was due to the WBC's involvement. I'll always thank her and thank them for that. She does so much work, obviously with women's boxing, but also a lot with the youth.
My friend Pedro is a true fighter in his own mind.